Welcome back, my dear student. In the last session, we started the topic Introduction to Sampling. Means what do you mean by sampling? What are the sampling concept? Population, element, sampling frame. What is a subset of the population? Sampling unit, sampling census. What is the difference between a sample over census? When we use sample and when we use census. What is sampling error, non-sampling error? What is the difference between a sampling error? In which situation sampling error occurs? In which situation non-sampling error occurs? These are the things which we cover in the last session. Probability sampling, non-probability sampling. What is the difference between a probability and non-probability sampling? In probability sampling, we started the topic simple random sampling, stratified sampling in the last session. Today in this session we cover cluster sampling, systematic sampling and multi-stage sampling. So one by one we come to the each of the sampling. So when we talking about a cluster sampling, now question comes to your mind, what is the difference between a cluster sampling and stratified sampling? So cluster sampling is very different from stratified sampling. Now what you do with cluster sampling? Now there are the certain point which you have to remember when we talking about a cluster sampling. So first thing, that is divide the population into cluster. Now this is the first and utmost important thing when you conduct a cluster sampling. Always remember that divide the population into cluster, then obtain a simple random sample of so many cluster from all possible cluster. Now obtain a simple random sample of so many cluster. Now remember, this is a very important point. So many clusters are there from all possible cluster. So is clear in this point. Obtain data on every sampling unit. Now obtain data on every sampling unit in each of the randomly selected cluster. Now you always remember कि obtain data on every sampling unit in each of the randomly selected cluster. Now these are the terms which you always remember when you conduct a cluster sampling. Now come to the example of cluster sampling later on. So it is important to note that unlike with the strata, in stratified sampling the cluster should be microcosms. Now this is what the main difference is. Rather than subsection of the population, each cluster should be heterogeneous. Now always remember, each cluster should be heterogeneous. So additionally, the statistical analysis used with the cluster sampling is not only different but also more complicated than that used with the stratified sampling. Again we come to the last slide of cluster sampling. What cluster sampling is? So cluster sampling, first thing that you will remember, that is divide the population into cluster. Then obtain a simple random sample. Next, obtain a simple random sample of so many cluster. Now there are so many cluster from all possible cluster. So obtain data on every sampling unit in each of the randomly selected cluster. So this is the example of the cluster sampling. Now compare this example to the last example of stratified sample. Now see the stratified sample example. Now this is the example of a stratified sample. Now see, this example is divided into three different examples. Now these are the different parts. Now population. Now in example 1, all people in India, all people who living in this country. Example 2, all possible inter-college athletes, all public sector. And third is all elementary school in the local school district. We have taken the same example in the cluster sampling also. So what you do in the stratified sampling, you do first thing, that divide it into the different groups. 4 states you have divided into 4 zones: east, west, north, south. Same in this 26 PSU which we have already mentioned in the last session this example. So obtain a simple random sample 500 people from each of the 4 zone. Now you have remembered this portion when we talking about a cluster sampling. Now you compare cluster sampling to stratified sampling, then you easily got what is the difference. Now in the stratified, same this one and same this. Now come to the obtain a simple random sampling. Now in stratified sampling, what we are doing, see, 500 people from each of the 4 zone. It means we cover all 4 zone. We cover all 4 zone, and in all 4 zone 500 people from each of the 4 zone. 500 people from each of the 4 zone. But when we are talking about a cluster sampling, now see what is the difference. 500 people from each zone in stratified. Now 2 state zone from the 4 possible zone. It means we have only taken 2 state or zone. Suppose we have only taken a north and south. It means 2 state zone from the 4 possible zone. Now come to the sample. This is what the difference. Every person in the 2 selected zone. Every person in the 2 selected zone. This is what we are doing in cluster sampling, and this is what the major difference when we are talking about in a stratified sampling. Look at this sample, 4 zone 500 people. It means 4 into 500, that is 2000 selected people. It means we have cover only 500 people from each of the 4. But when we are talking about a cluster sampling, in cluster sampling what we are doing, we are taking a 2 state zone from the 4 possible zone. So every person in the 2 selected zone, it means whatever the zone you are selected here, it means each and every person who involved in that zone or stay in that zone are related with your study. That is what cluster sampling is. Come to the example 2. Now all possible, same in the last, stratified these 2. Now 8 team from 26 possible team. Now there is an 8 team from 26 possible team. So every athlete on the 8 selected teams, and same for this one, every student in the 4 selected elementary school, which we are doing different in stratified sampling. See, 5 athletes from each of the 26 PSU teams, 20 students from each of the 11 elementary school. So this is what the cluster sampling is when we talking about. Remember these 3 important terms when we talking about a cluster sampling. Sorry, divide the population into cluster. Divide the population into cluster. Obtain a simple random sample of so many cluster from all possible cluster. Obtain data on every sampling unit in each of the randomly selected cluster. Now this is very important thing you have to remember. Obtain data on every sampling unit in each of the randomly selected clusters. If you have selected 2 cluster, it means every person in selected zone. This is what the cluster sampling is. Then now come to the example 1. Stratified sampling would be preferred over cluster sampling, particularly if the question of interest are affected by time zone. For example, the percentage of people watching a live sporting event. Now percentage of people watching a live sporting event, that sporting event can be anyone, anything, any event. It may be related with football, it may be a cricket, or it may be related with a tennis, or any sporting event on television, might be highly affected by the time zone they are in. Time zone. So cluster sampling really works best when there are a reasonable number of cluster relative to the entire population. So in this case, selecting 2 cluster from 4 possible cluster really does not provide much advantage over simple random sampling. So when we talking about cluster sampling, in cluster sampling what we are doing this: divide the population into cluster, obtain a simple random sampling of so many cluster from all possible cluster, every sampling unit in each of the randomly selected cluster. This is what the example number 1. Now example 2, either stratified sampling or cluster sampling could be used. In example 2, either stratified sampling or clustered sampling could be used. So it would depend on what question are being asked. Now it depend upon the researcher. It would depend on what questions are being asked. For instance, consider the question: do you agree or disagree that you receive adequate attention? Do you agree or disagree that you receive adequate attention from the team of doctor at the sports medicine clinic when injured? So the answer to this question would probably not be team dependent. So cluster sampling would be fine in this case. In contrast, if the question of interest is do you agree or disagree that weather affects of your performance, means if the weather affects your performance during an athletic event, the answer to this question would be influenced by whether or not the sport is played outside or inside. So consequently, stratified sampling would be preferred. Example number 3, which we have taken: cluster sampling would probably be better than stratified sampling if each individual elementary school appropriately represent the entire population. So as in a school district where students from throughout the district can attend any school, there are a number of districts schools are there. So stratified sampling could be used if the elementary school had very different locations. Now this is what we are doing. Now that is what the purpose of understanding the different types of sampling. So had very different location and served only their local neighborhoods. So that is, one elementary school is located in a rural setting while another elementary is located in an urban setting. Again the question of interest would affect which sampling method will be used. So cluster sampling would preferably be better than stratified sampling if each individual elementary school appropriately represent the entire population. So it totally depend upon your study which sampling technique or which sampling method is appropriate or suited to your study. Now come to the next, systematic sampling. Now what do you mean by systematic sampling? It is very easy to understand systematic sampling. Now in some instance, the most practical way of sampling is to select every 15th name on a list. Now suppose you have a list of 1,000 people or 10,000 people. So every 15th name on a list, or suppose if you are talking about or study about in a one particular society, there are more than 5,000 houses are there. So every 10th house on one side of a street or the left side of the street, or every third floor of that particular flats, every 10th third floor or every 7th floor or 8th floor, whatever your mark is. So sampling of this type is known as systematic sampling. So an element of randomness is usually introduced into this kind of sampling by using random numbers to pick the unit which wish to start. So this procedure is useful when sampling frame is available in the form of a list. Now when this procedure is useful in which situation? When sampling frame is available in the form of a list. If sampling frame is not available in the form of a list, then if you use this sampling, then it not gives you a good result. So when we use a systematic sampling, the best way of doing a systematic sampling is to select every 15th name on a list or every 10,000 means whatever the list, whatever the thing with you. Now you have to pick 15th or 10th or whatever the number is. So you use a systematic sampling in this case. Then comes multi-stage sampling. Now what is the difference between a multi-stage and the last? Now this is the further development of the idea of cluster sampling. Now this technique is meant for big inquiry. Now this technique is meant for big inquiries extending to a considerably large geographical area like an entire country. Now suppose in our country, now taken an example of our country. Under multi-stage sampling, the first stage may be to select large primary sampling unit. Large primary sampling unit such as states, then district, then towns, and finally certain families within town. So if the technique of random sampling is applied at all stages, the sampling procedure is described as multi-stage random sampling. Now taken an example of this. Now look at this. Now we have started from one particular state. Now taken an example of Uttar Pradesh. Now it's a big state of the country. Now Uttar Pradesh. Now take a one particular district. Now you can choose any district, maybe in Prayagraj, it may be a Varanasi, it may be a Lucknow, it may be a Kanpur, it may be a any district. Then go to the village of that particular district. That village may be an X and Y village. When you enter into that village, then you go to the households, means households of individuals. Now this is what the multi-stage sampling. So we not come directly into this household. So first we choose a state because our study totally based on this particular state and in this particular village. So first you go to the state, then you go to the district, then you go to the villages, and villages, then you go to the selected household. So you have to choose first the state, now under which you have gone for the study. In which district, maybe there are 4 to 5 different districts are there. In that particular district you have chosen 10 villages of each district, and then you go for the household. So this is what the multi-stage sampling. So this is what we cover in this probability sampling. So again we given a brief to the probability sampling. Now sampling method can be classified into two categories: probability and non-probability. Probability sampling, a sample has a known probability of being selected. So in probability sampling, it is possible to both determine which sampling unit belong to which sample and the probability that each sample will be selected. So there are different methods of probability sampling: simple random sampling, stratified, cluster, systematic, and multi-stage sampling. So we already cover this portion: simple random sampling, stratified, cluster, systematic, multi-stage. Simple random sampling, you all know what simple random sampling is, where each and every item in the population has an equal chance. Then come stratified sampling. It's possible and it makes sense to partition of the population into group. So you have to partition of the population into strata, then obtain a simple random sampling. We have given you this example. Then come cluster sampling, which we cover in the last hour. Cluster sampling is different from stratified sampling. So divide the population into clusters, obtain a simple random sampling of so many clusters from all possible clusters. Example of cluster sampling. Then cluster sampling we cover. After that, systematic sampling. What is systematic sampling? Systematic sampling is very easy to understand. It means this sampling works when you have a particular list. If you have a particular list, it means this procedure is useful when sampling frame is available in the form of a list. It means when sampling frame is available, so it will be better to use systematic sampling. Then multi-stage sampling. So this is what the multi-stage sampling. Thank you.